Alright everybody, welcome back to the series Nginx as load balancer, and this is going to be our last and final video of the series where I'll be showing you guys how to set up Nginx load balancer. So in order to do that, we'll be changing the configuration file, same location. So let's go to cd etc Nginx sites available, and we should have only one file here. That's default, and I'm going to change this file only right now because in just to make this video shorter and have this one real fast for everybody and easy to understand. But I would say create another file and always use the new file. Don't make any changes to the default configuration, but of just the sake of our tutorial, I'm just going to change this default file. So let's go ahead and sudo nano command default, and this here is all the commands given by Nginx's default setup. So I'm gonna skip that. I'm gonna come down here. We are not looking for configuration for SSL. We don't want root HTML2 server. We're going to keep the server name as it is. We're going to keep the location and make sure everything else is commented out. Okay, so now the one thing we need for our server to work as load balancer, what we are going to do, we're going to add upstream, and then we are going to give it a name. Let's say example.com or my Nginx load balancer tutorial. That's what you need to do. Now the main part, we're gonna have to give upstream servers. So let's add server, and I'm gonna go ahead and I'm not copying it, just I can read it. So I'll do 159. Oh, I forgot that. Thanks, Putty. 159.65.35.234. Okay, that's my server 1. Now I'm going to add server 2, but you are not going to tell it server 1 or server 2. Just name it server, give it a alias of server and your IP address, or it should be like HTTPS server 1.example.com, like that. But in our case, we are running straight IP addresses, so I'll do 159.65.43.171, and that's it. No, it's not it. We are going, as I mentioned earlier, that we have two different options. We actually have three different options, so let's just go with this one. If you don't specify which option you want to use for upstream, Nginx will decide it by itself. So next thing we want to add here, let's comment this one out, and we are giving proxy pass and HTTP, whatever name we gave to our upstream. So okay, it did copy that. Nice. I'm just gonna leave it there. Proxy pass and paste it, and semicolon. Don't forget the semicolon, guys, otherwise it's gonna be a problem. So let's save it. Control C, Control X, Y, yes. And I'm just gonna make sure that it has the changes. Come on. Okay, so here we have our upstream, and here we have our location proxy pass, and make sure everything's good. So sudo nginx -t. All right, everything's successful. Configuration file, nothing's broken, says okay. So let's just sudo systemctl restart Nginx. and it just restarted Nginx. So if we come here, voila, we got server 1. If we refresh, tells 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. So we have only 2 servers. That's why it's telling us 1, 2. But as you can see, it's alternating our server right now. So if your application server has all the session cache and cookies and stuff, server 2 may not have that. So next time when so let's say your user is logging into the server 1 and gets redirected to the server 2, that's a problem, because a user's login session and cache and everything is saved on the server 1. That's why server 2 will redirect back to the login page, and then server 2 gets login request and Nginx redirects user to the server 1. So that's not the good example. So in order to fix that problem, what we need to do, we will edit our configuration file, and we'll go here, upstream, and we will tell Nginx, we can tell Nginx 2 things. IP_hash. As I mentioned in the beginning of this tutorial series, Nginx can create a database where it will send a request based on IP address. So once my IP address is saved here in database of Nginx, it might pick one of the server and it will continue sending me to that server. Let's say which one comes out for my request right now. So let's say system restart. Okay, I'm going to refresh. Okay, so now as you can see, every time I refresh, I'm seeing server 2. So Nginx sent me to the server 2 and I'm good. I am not going to get redirected unless server 2 is down. So I'll show you that too. Let's nano default. Let's take our server down and restart Nginx. Come on. Okay. Wait, what's the server? Oh no, I'm on server 2. Never mind. So okay, as you can see, I'm back to the server 1. And if I go ahead and change this one, now I should be getting redirected to the server 2 once it's up and running. So see, server 2. All right, next thing I want to show you guys is that you can have as many as you want. I think you can have like 10 upstream servers. You can, I think, have 100 upstream servers, but you know, there's some other options for that too. If you have that many requirements, if you have that many servers and then big requirements, there's better ways to do that. Next thing you can do, the third option is list connection, which means let me make sure everything's good. Okay, let's restart Nginx. List connection means that, let's say you got 50 total connection requests to the main server. 25 is going to server 1 and 25 is going to server 2. And the 51st request will decide, okay, what's the list connection? Well, for that list connection, there's nothing, so it will pick up randomly. Okay, so let's say it goes to the server 2. So now you have 26 connections to the server 2 and 25 connections to the server 1. So the 52nd guy, a 52nd user comes to the main server, and then Nginx says, okay, which server has list connection? Oh, server 1. Okay, let's send user to the server 1, like that. It's not based on IP address anymore, but it's going to be based on the list connection, which means, again, let's say your user is logged into server 1 and user is not having any problem because session and everything is stored on server 1, and user is still connected to the server 1, but not accidentally, but let's say server 1 is getting more connection requests now. So Nginx will send the next request to the server 2, and then bam, user is in problem. So list connection is not a good case scenario. again, you can see it's changing. So I believe that list connection is the default one. So list connection is the default one, and IP hash that you guys want to use based on IP. You want to your Nginx wants to serve your application server. So that's it, guys. And there are so many good documentations available about the Nginx. You can simply go to nginx.org/n/docs and read all the stuff, and all other information like different modules and everything, how to use them, is available here. So Nginx is awesome software. It's not just HTTP web server, it's more than that. And if you guys like this tutorial, feel free to leave comments if you have any questions, suggestions. I'll be more than happy to go through your comments and improve myself. And if you guys really like the tutorial and you want to play with some DigitalOcean service, use the description link. It will help me to get some credit for my own projects. That's all. I won't be getting paid for DigitalOceans, so I'm not making any advertisement, but I'm just saying that it's easy to use and it's cheaper for beginner users, beginner developers. So I would suggest go use the DigitalOcean. And I will also try to come up with a couple more different cities like Ubuntu security, or deploying other projects like maybe PHP website or other stuff. So for now, that's it for this tutorial series. And this last video got longer than I expected, but I hope you guys enjoyed it, and feel free to leave your comments. And if you liked it, subscribe my channel. I will try to post new stuff as much as I can, as frequently I can. And thank you guys.